It's been quite a few years since watch brands have started to incorporate sapphire not only in the crystals of the watches, but in the actual cases of the models. I remember the first one that I saw that pretty much blew me away. That was pretty much the first one that I said, wow, was the Richard Mille RM56. I mean, a watch like that just was so stunning with the overall look of the case being all clear with the clear strap as well. Crazy part about it is that those watches were really pretty much unobtainable. That watch today costs $2.6 million, and even back then, when it was debuted, was $1 million watch. Nowadays, with recent new advancements in the tooling and machining of how they produce these things, there's been a lot of new members on the block. I mean, pretty much every single brand has come out with sapphire cases incorporated in their watches. Some of them are even low budget. I mean, take for example, that Aventi that's around $5,000 for an entire sapphire watch. You know, it's not something new. Little by little, it's been coming out, and I don't know if it's been watering down the trend or it's just made it a bit more accessible. What I have for you here today is a Richard Mille RM11 that started off as a standard titanium and now has an aftermarket, yes guys, completely aftermarket, sapphire case with the buttons and the crown. So the question we're gonna debate here now is this watch considered fake? Or is it considered now even more unique and actually raise the value of the watch? First thing I wanna say is, it looks awesome. I mean, I get it. It's not an RM56 that's $2.6 million. That's the first thing everybody's gonna say. But these are not cheap. They're well made, well fitted. So, who is the guy that put something like this on their watch? I mean, personally, I'm not sure if I have the balls to do this. But now that it's already done, man, it looks good. I mean, it looks really good. I've looped it, I've checked it everywhere. It still remains its water resistance, which Richard Mille's water resistance is pretty much nothing, but it looks good, it functions well, and pretty much since it's just the exterior of the watch and the movement never leaves the cradle, there's no disrupting to the inner part of the movement. So who's the crazy guy that does this? I mean, you either have to have a lot of money or really want a sapphire watch. But one thing that I want to bring up, which is sort of an argument, is, okay, so you have a brand new Rolls-Royce Cullinan, you know, the SUV, and you put on it a set of 26s with a Mansory body kit and all these things, or the car came tuned directly from Mansory, and all of a sudden now it costs an extra $150,000. Is it considered fake? Well, technically it's not the original bumpers or the original wheels and possibly not even the original hood. So is it considered fake? I mean, this is something that can always be debated, and I don't understand why when it comes to watches, it's like all of a sudden the stigma of it's fake, it's fake. Look, I totally get it. Nowadays, there's these trends that there's these Nautiluses going around that are fully chandeliered out, where pretty much the only thing that's original is the movement and the hands. I'm not sure that that really is something that I like. I feel like that's way too far into the deep end. But this particular case right here, no pun intended, I think is pretty interesting because the person that has this watch gets to keep all his original cases and have some fun with it. I mean, clearly the guy that has this watch, it's not his first Richard Mille, okay? I just don't think anybody in the right mindset would buy their first Richard Mille and trick it out with a clear sapphire case. So if you haven't subscribed to my new YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? Hit that button now and don't miss any of the new content. So considering that you could convert it back to its original standing, which is pretty much just the middle of the case, the lower plate and the upper plate and the original screws, is the watch worth more? Look, I would say that it is worth more, assuming that you still have the original stuff, and that a real watchmaker put it together, because to obtain these aftermarket cases, it's really quite a challenge. It's not like they're that easy to pick up. They're pretty hard, and the waiting time for it is about 6 months. This particular case that's on this watch today is from the PhantomLab, which leads me to another argument. Nowadays, with so much desire for everybody to have these custom watches, you know, everybody wants a custom piece and they want something different. Enter brands like Artisan de Geneva. These guys put some real work and craftsmanship into customizing these watches. Take, for example, the Daytona de Montoya one. So, is that considered a fake Daytona? I mean, it doesn't have the original dial, it has a different bezel, and it's been completely tricked out. So, is it a fake watch? I don't know. I guess it just boils down to personal preference. A lot of you guys out there will say, that's a fake wannabe RM56. Well, I think it would be had I stood here in front of the camera with a bold face and told you that it's an RM56. But I'm telling you, it's an RM11 with the Sapphire case. I absolutely love it. I'm gonna say it again, I don't know if I have the balls to do it to my personal one. And for those of you at home that have done it to yours, I salute you. What a hell of a move. I think it looks really nice and it looks badass. To those of you that don't know what it is, well, who cares anyways? You know, for those of you at home that are saying, way to destroy a Richard Mille RM11, I say, so what? That's where I want you. What's the difference between this and icing the whole watch down? The only difference is, one, this is not as gaudy, because let's face it, it looks really cool. It's not flashy and gaudy. Some people will have a different way to express that, but to me, the most important thing is that it's reversible. As cool as it looks with this clear silicone strap, I still would love to see what it looks like with maybe a baby blue strap or a red strap. I just think the contrast would be amazing. So pretty much, man, when it comes down to whether it's fake or not, I would say that it all depends on how the person that's wearing it represents the watch. I don't have the face to tell people this is factory from Richard Mille. I tell them straight up. I don't know, for me, I would say it with pride in the sense that I was bold enough to actually execute that and say, hey, it's an RM11 titanium and I lost my mind and slapped an aftermarket Sapphire case. My only complaint about this Sapphire conversion that I have is I feel that the glass, since it's all Sapphire, including the bezel and all, has a different look when you look through the watch. What I notice is that the original crystal from the Richard Mille had an anti-reflective coating, whereas I feel that this one doesn't. So what happens is when you look through the watch, you get a lot of reflections. Not even sure if it's the reflection or maybe a haze, something of that nature, but that's the only thing that I have to pick here on it, because all the markings in the back of the case look nice. I think they did a pretty good job representing it. The buttons are very nicely fitted and work well. The crown executed perfectly also. So that would be my only complaint about this entire project. Prices. A watch like this right now, if you're gonna get one of these pieces, standard titanium, you're gonna be over 200,000. Crazy enough, to get one with this Sapphire conversion, you're gonna be well over the 350 mark. Now, some people will say, why on earth would I pay $150,000 or $100,000 or whatever it is over the price? Well, look guys, it's very simple, you know. The original RM56 Sapphire is almost $3 million. For $350,000, I mean, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here when you're already in that world. One thing I'll give you an example is, you know, I'm a fan of Porsches and everybody knows this. I love Porsche. To get an original 993 GT2, you're gonna have to spend a couple $1 million, 1.5, 1 up, who knows, depending on what it is. There's only a handful of them left in the world. But there is very high quality done GT2 tribute models out there. Yes, tribute models. They're made to look exactly like the GT2. And they'll cost you under $250,000, and you can actually drive and enjoy the car. Is that considered a fake car? It's crazy how in that world, they don't really consider them fake. They call it a GT2 tribute. Well, what is this then? An RM56 tribute? It's actually not bad when you think about it, that you can wear this watch, not worry about shattering it just in case, and you don't have the liability of a $3 million watch on your wrist. So one thing I want to mention about this is you sure as hell don't want to bang this watch against something or drop it, because it's definitely going to shatter like a light bulb. I don't know, man. I'd rock the hell out of this watch. I like it. I've been wearing it already for 2 days, and I get a lot of looks, a lot of questions. It's definitely a conversation piece. And what I was saying earlier, you should see the look on people's faces when I tell them that I did an aftermarket Sapphire case on the RM. Like, it's like jaw drop. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I just enjoy looking at it and seeing that it's completely clear. I love all the beauty of the original Richard Mille design, but I'm sure Richard Mille himself is pissed. The way he is, he's probably pissed about this. I also love the fact that since it's all clear, you know, it just has that look. The only other watch that was obtainable and had this look was that Big Bang and all clear, but honestly, you wouldn't catch me dead wearing that watch. So it was just one of those things that was just better off not even trying. So comment below what you think about this Richard Mille with an aftermarket sapphire crystal case. And if you like this video, like and share the damn thing. Also, subscribe to my new YouTube channel.